My experience was so damaging. I felt like a small fish in a tank full of sharks who were always circling. I would not want anyone else to be treated the way I was.
That's a quote from one of the victims of crime who responded to my inaugural victim survey. Sadly, it is fairly representative of what I heard throughout that survey and throughout my wider engagement with victims. The results of this survey read like an SOS from victims of crime, an emergency call for help. The results are shocking, but sadly they're not surprising, and they have to be a wake-up call to every part of our system. From our elected leaders through to the criminal justice agencies, we need a fundamental change in how victims of crime are treated here. There's no doubt in my mind that the failure in the care and support of victims has contributed to the poor confidence levels that victims have in our system and its ability to deliver justice. While there was of course positive feedback from victims, the overall view was that of the inconsistent delivery of basic entitlements. This is the first victim survey that has sought the views of victims of all crime, and sadly there is not one part of our criminal justice system that comes across well. The Victims Commissioner in England recently published results from their survey, and there was shock at the fact that only 27% of respondents were confident that their criminal justice system was effective. Here in Northern Ireland, the corresponding figure is 7%. In England, 38% of respondents were confident that the criminal justice system there was fair. In Northern Ireland, that's only 8%. There are of course challenges for our criminal justice system when it comes to resources, but there are ways we must improve. We need legislative change to better protect victims' privacy rights when it comes to accessing sensitive third-party information, as well as changes needed to our sentencing laws. We also need a commitment from Westminster that we will have a funding model that supports a criminal justice system that's fit for purpose. But on a simpler level, we have to look at how our system is consistently not getting the basics right, and that's just not good enough. We cannot think of the results of this survey as just a collection of statistics. Behind the numbers are real people who have shown amazing bravery in coming forward and telling their story. I have now also officially opened our second annual survey, our 24-25 survey, which can be found on my website. If you have been a victim of crime since 2019 and you didn't complete last year's survey, I would really encourage you to complete this and make your voice heard. In the meantime, I will continue doing everything I can to make sure that those in positions of power and influence heed this SOS message from victims of crime and make the changes we so desperately need.